Welcome, welcome. Thank you for tuning in to our show. I'm Donna, the real Donna D on Instagram.
And I'm Dina Felice, Dina's underscore closet on Instagram. And we are
Peekaboo
Peekaboo
Treasure
Treasures
Show.
TV. Woo! Okay, girl, all this tea about Derrick Jaxn and his wife, Lenee Jaxn. We want to have a serious show because we don't want to kick anybody while they're down. And we want to talk about the mental aspect of things because we really feel like something is seriously going on, especially with her mentally. Will you agree, Donna?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I watched her. I looked at her Instagram page and man,
Mhm.
it goes on and on. It basically tells a story.
Right.
She's been going through issues for about 7 years now. I went all the way back. So, really, we need to really touch on it.
Yes, I feel she has some childhood trauma, some things that's happened to her, and this was something that just sent her into a whirlwind since they've been together for the last 14 years. And her video was very concerning to me, um, with the army fatigue on and the hat. And not only that, some of her posts are concerning to me. So right now we have mental health professional Lenee Johnson. She's a psychiatrist. Welcome her to our show.
Hi, guys.
Hi.
Hi.
How are you doing?
We are so good. Thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it. I love talking about mental health.
Right,
Yes.
right. So, Lenee, how do you see this?
First of all, I don't follow the Jacksons. I have never heard of these people before. I'm not on social media like that. I have a business account, but I jump on and jump off. So when this was brought to my attention and people started to ask me about her mental state, I had to go and do my own research because, again, I don't know these people. So I
Right.
went to her page and I went to his page. I watched a couple of his videos, looked through his timeline, and went through her timeline all the way back to when she started her page. I thought that would be telling because you're as you grow through life, you post, you reflect what's going on in your life. If you're happy, if you're sad, if you're this or you're that, it reflects on your timeline. So her timeline really told a story to me. And what I saw in the beginning stages, her page was started in like 2015. So in the beginning stages, she was glowing. This is a college educated woman. You know what I mean? She graduated from Tuskegee University. She had family and friends around her. She had a career. I know that she had 2 children back to back, which can also lead into postpartum depression. She had a 4-month-old and then she was 4 months pregnant. So she really didn't have time to, you know, address her mental issues if they were rearing after childbirth, because postpartum depression is serious. I dealt with it myself. So she had 2 children back to back. She also is dealing with trauma. She was raped. She has issues with her father. The last encounter that she had with her father, I think, was like 2 weeks before he died. She feels she holds a lot of resentment and guilt behind that last encounter with her father. I don't know the details of it, but I'm only going off of what I read. So again, this is the woman that is hurt. And not to mention, she has this husband that has been cheating on her since their whole entire relationship. I mean, I don't know how any of us would be able to, function through all of those things. So, it's just really unfortunate. And we should be rallying around her. We should be supporting her. We should not be tearing her down. We should not be judging her, because until you've walked a footstep in her shoe, you don't know what these people are going through. You really don't.
Right.
Right. Do you think she is, because people are saying, they're making fun of her because she had posted a video and when they was talking about her bonnet she had on, and she's so deep into her religion. Do you feel like she's using that as a crutch this hat is my armor. This is, and people was like, what is going on with her?
I
And
mean,
that,
it's hard to really tell, but I know that she wasn't always this person that she's presenting herself to be right now. You know what I mean? You can go back on her page and you can see she was glowing, she was happy, she, all of these different things were positive in her life. And right now she's just not rooted in reality. I don't know what she's talking about in these videos. It's so far removed from
right,
reality, so apparently her appearance, her hair, excuse me, my glasses fell, how she's taking care of herself. There's no self-care there. Before, she was getting her hair done. She used to have beautiful long hair. She would play around with her natural styles. She wore business suits. Like, come on. You can totally tell just by her outwardly appearance, the fatigues, the bonnet, that symbolizes something to her. And it should also be a trigger to her family and her friends around her, that this was not my cousin's presentation or my sister's presentation or my girl's presentation 5-6 years ago. What's going on? It's almost like a cry for help without crying for help. You know what I mean? Without verbally saying, hey, I need help. So it tells a story, and it's really unfortunate.
Right. It seems like she doesn't have any support.
It doesn't. It doesn't seem like she has it.
Her best, the person that she goes to talk to, she confides in him and all that stuff. And she doesn't have that. It seems like the issues are deep rooted, and he's like a master manipulator.
Of course. And I don't really want to talk too much about him because it is what it is. Okay. Right. So, I mean, he's a mastermind manipulator. He's a mastermind narcissistic personality for sure.
Absolutely.
He pulled off this elaborate scheme to fool the world. You know what I mean? And he's definitely not being true to himself. He don't even know what self is. He definitely doesn't know who he is. He knows who he wants to be, which is his representative. And that's who we all saw, his representative. So I really encourage him. He needs to sit down and talk to a professional himself. I encourage him to take that money that he got from all these other women that supported him along the way, that bought his books, that bought his t-shirts and bought his mugs, whatever the heck they did to support this man. I encourage him to take that money and support the most important woman in your life, which is your wife. You took vows with this woman. You should be supporting her. Take that money and get her some therapy, because she's dealing with things that not only have to do with him, but have to do with her childhood and have to do with other things that have nothing to do with him. This is a huge trigger. It's just really unfortunate. And you might, because narcissistic personality disorders, they are such manipulators. Who knows? He could have moved her away from her family and friends. He could have isolated her away to another state. Oh, babe, we're going to move to Atlanta because this is where we should be. You know what I mean? So, and those personality types, so it might not have been to her own choice. It could have been the way he was manipulating the situation, that we don't see pictures of her friends now or friends rallying around her, which is unfortunate. That's really sad.
Do you think, in one of her Instagram posts, she has said something that was concerning, because I guess the women that he cut out with her on has been darker skinned women, and she has a complex with darker skinned women. Trying to compare herself to these women. Her self-esteem is shot.
Yeah,
comparing herself to these women. She even spoke about, she's seen this dark-skinned woman naked, and she compared every part of her body to her, down to the sexual, parts of this woman. And that just right there threw me. Not only was that concerning, but her daughter is a darker skin. And I said, this is a lot of self-hate going on with her, that, and this has to be years and years and years of self-hate.
Right.
And one of my other questions is, well, maybe not a question, concerning things about this is, men like him, Derrick is an attractive man. He keeps himself looking good. He works out. He chooses a woman that's more um homely. You know, she's an attractive woman. She's a pretty girl, but she doesn't, you know, maybe spruce
Well,
up herself.
now she doesn't. If you go
Now
back
she
and look at
doesn't.
her pictures, yeah, she wore lipstick, makeup, hair. I mean, but now this is the presentation that we're seeing. So she's a beautiful woman, you know, and
I don't know. I
again,
don't understand where her friends are because my like my friends know me. If they've seen a transition like that, I don't care if I was in Alaska, they will be there. Like, what's going on?
but
You
again,
know
like
what I'm
I
saying?
shared with
They
you,
would.
it could be a
But
situation. We don't know their situation. We're just assuming and, you know,
right.
speculating like everyone else. But again, with these type of personality disorders and men like him, they will move you away and isolate you. They will let you know, oh, this is for our own good. This is where we need to be. This is what we need to be doing. And you're 19 states away from your support system. Because again, if you look at her profile earlier, she had friends. She was hanging out. She was doing stuff. You know, so she
So
had the support. So I don't know, you know, if it's a situation that she volitionally chose not to be around her friends or if he just isolated her away from her family and
you
friends.
know, I truly feel like he prefers her now this way because men like him, the less attractive you are, it keeps you more in their control.
Well, she's broken. She's also broken. It's just not even about her outwardly appearance. She is a broken woman. She
Mhm.
doesn't have a glow to her at all. I want
And
to
he's
see that
probably okay
woman
with
that I
that.
saw in 2015. I want to see that woman again. That woman
He-
was glowing. She is a broken woman. If you look in her eyes, it's nothing there.
So
Nothing
because
there.
she's so broken, I feel like because of who he is he's able to control her more because if she starts getting her
Absolutely.
confidence back and she starts
Absolutely.
seeing herself, because he has traits of, you know, narcissistic personality disorder,
Right.
that's gonna throw him all the way off because now she's moving further and further away from her control.
Right.
So it's easier for him to keep her locked down in this state and control every aspect
Of
of
course.
her life.
Of
And
course.
that is really sad. And that is so unfortunate because I just wish this lady had somebody in her
I
life
know.
that can lift her
I
up.
know. All she has is, I mean, she does get on her social media and she cries out in that way. But I mean, we as people have a responsibility. We could say whatever we want to say. We don't know these people, but we need to be kinder. We really do. Especially
Definitely.
in these types of situations. There's too much going on in the world. We don't need to be bashing this woman. We just don't. If you want to help her, find out where she lives, leave her a number to a psychologist, leave her a number to a support group, do something, but
Oh,
don't bash her, uplift her right now, because
right.
this community is all she really has. Her husband is no support at all, because what he should have said when he came out is that, you know what? This is not about me. This is about her. I see that she's hurting. I have hurt this woman. I have vowed to get her help and myself some help. If
That
she
was
wants to stay with me, thank God. If not, I need to get her help. This
right.
is not the woman I married. That's what he should be saying, but he's not. But he's not. He's saving face to save his brand. So
Absolutely. It's all about his brand.
all about it. All about it. It's just really unfortunate. It really is.
He's trying to turn it around. He mentioned that he's going to turn this like into a family show, a family.
Don't do that. Please don't. Please don't. Get off social media altogether and go deal with real life, because everything that you've been pushing was not reality. It was fantasy.
Right.
It was what you
It was
wanted to think it was. Cut off all social media. If you want to be a G about it, cut off all social media, disappear for a year, really work on yourself, work on your marriage, work on rebuilding your wife, focus on your kids, then come back and tell us and show us, not tell us, show us. Because right now it's lip service. You can't tell us nothing. Nothing. It's all about your actions.
and he's definitely making making it worse. And why do you think, kiss me, when they got on video, right? It really irks my nerve when people do this. They always use scripture
Yeah.
to justify their wrongdoing.
Right.
Right. Right.
I'm so sick of it. Like using God's word in the third person.
Yeah, but Derrick knows that's like her love language, the Bible. So he uses that,
Right.
with her. So and
Right.
then she listens. He uses the Bible. Like
Right.
he just got saved the day after he committed adultery. He got saved on he committed adultery on the 4th and he got saved on the 5th.
And that speaks a lot because as of last week, really no one knew, about her. He's always kept her a secret, and that has to do something to your self-esteem as a wife also.
But on her page, he's all on her page. The children, him, all of it, so.
Right. It's I think it's truly embarrassing. That's another, he embarrassed his wife again.
Yeah.
So you have no choice as a woman, you're only human, to have your self-esteem be shot. And I know men like him. Because they don't want you to look your best.
Right.
I had somebody tell me, when I go to the store, just putting on anything, how you look when you go to the store, just a hat, whatever. And I just mentioned on the phone, "Oh, I look a mess going out." He would say, "Good." Good.
Wow.
Wow. Crazy.
Yeah, that is crazy.
Why would you say good? Thinking that's not going to, his insecurities, you know what I'm saying? Thinking it's not going to make anybody talk to me. So good that you look a mess. You don't need to be looking good anyway.
I'm sorry, even at my messiest days, I still get hollered at. So whatever, it's not about them, it's about me. You need to jump on board.
Thank you. Little does he know I get more attention on my worst days, okay? But that's just a form of control, again.
For sure.
A form of insecurity and a form of control to keep you in their grasp.
For sure.
Lower your self-esteem, lower your self-worth.
For sure.
Which is
here's what I want to leave you guys with is that, as these women are out there dating in this crazy world, okay? As they're out there dating, I know we all have a list. Men have a list of things that they want in a wife, and women have a list of things they want in a husband, okay? Number one, we should always put God first when we're building our list. But you need to put mental health on your list too. We don't talk about this. You know what I mean? We don't talk about it at all. And we need to talk about it. They need to be God-fearing. They need to love children. They need to love pets. They need to have 401k. They need to also have for their mental health in check. They need to know about self-care, because if you open up that conversation about mental health, let me tell you, if he's not willing to talk about it when you guys are dating, what do you think is going to happen when you're married? If you have any type of marital hiccups, and you will, he's not going to support you going to individual, or especially him, and as a couple. So it's important that we have this dialogue as you're dating, as you are looking at people, because there are a lot of hurt men out there, and there are a lot of hurt women out there, and they get together and they have tumultuous relationships.
Yeah, because they don't talk about it. They don't talk about it.
No, they don't deal with their shit before they get into a relationship.
Right.
Now I can talk about it, because if I don't deal with my shit, I'm dealing with who? You're going to deal with my representative. Exactly. So I don't have to talk about all this icky stuff that I'm dealing with when you're not around, but my representative is on point.
Right.
Okay.
Like we said before, hurt people hurt people.
Yeah, for sure. So I implore people, before you even start dating, look at who you are. Who are you? What do you like? What do you love? Who do you represent? What is your moral fiber like? I mean, you really need to really, that's the person you need to put forward, not your representative. Okay. I mean, you really need to know thyself. And a lot of people don't. A lot of people think they know. Well, I like this color and I like to go here. And that's superficial shit. Deep down, deal with your trauma, deal with your bull crap before you try and bring somebody into the fold. You have to. It's going
And
to
you
come
know
out.
what? Just in the Black community, because I know a lot of men like this, okay? They don't like to go talk to anybody, right? But because that means you're crazy, right?
Something's
No,
wrong. Yeah.
nothing's wrong. You should be able to go talk to somebody that is not connected to you, that's not going to judge you, and help you navigate through your issues,
Right.
so you can come to your relationship, you know, in a better state of mind. I don't
For sure.
understand what is the issue with that in our community, and
Because,
why do men feel
because
that way.
it goes back historically, we are God-fearing people, period.
Yeah,
And
God
that's
will
what
take
we've
care of that.
always relied on is our religion. You know
Right.
what I mean? So we pray about it, we lay hands, we gather around, we do all these things. And that's fine, that's wonderful, that's what we should be doing. But God also put these psychiatrists and these psychologists and these clinicians and LPTs like me here to be able to help you navigate through these different things. But you have to be accepting of it. It's really crazy to me how, if somebody told you, Dina, today, you know what, you have 4th stage cancer and you need chemo and you need this. Would you
You'll go,
ignore that or would you be on it? Would you
you'll
be
be on
on it?
it.
Would you change
You
your
know?
diet? Would you change your habits? Would you change things about what you were doing to prolong your life? But when we get diagnosed from the neck up, it's a whole different ballgame. But disorders from the neck down, diabetes, heart disease, lung cancer, COPD, oh, we're on it. But when we deal with diagnosis from the neck up, it's not taken seriously. It really isn't. We want to pray about it or it'll get better. Sometimes we need additional support, and there's nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong
And,
with that.
and people don't realize that your mental stability is so important. If
It is.
you don't have this together,
Right.
then it's going to be rough. So Lenee, what would you suggest, as far as Miss Danae, Jackson, what would you suggest for her self-care if she was to look at this video?
I think she's too far gone in terms of self-care. She needs therapy yesterday.
Okay.
She's not cognitively there enough to be like, okay, I need to do this and do this to just take care of yourself. You have to be really with it in order to take care of yourself, because if you're not, these are the things that happen. You know what I mean? You start dressing differently, makeup is different, your hair is not combed, you're disheveled, you're not taking a bath. She needs therapy. And that's where I'm talking about her family, her friends, her support, her coworkers, whoever, neighbors, whoever loves and cares about this woman, get her the therapy that she needs, like yesterday. Then she will be able to tear down all that trauma and then invest in herself. Right now, she can't invest in herself. She's too broken. She needs immediate therapy.
And what would you suggest for him?
The same.
The same.
Get off social media yesterday. Shut it down. We don't want to see a family show. We don't want to hear from you. What you can do is humble yourself, get off social media, and really dig into yourself and find out who you are, because we know who your representative is. We want to see who you are. We want to see him really put into action that he's remorseful behind what he did.
Right.
He's going to sell us another show? No, thank you. No, thank you. He really needs to get his own therapy and get off social media and really focus on his wife and his family. That is the best thing he can do for everybody.
Yeah. Right.
Like you said before, all the women out there that bought his books, I mean, he has several. I mean, he made a whole.
He was pushing them in all the videos. And get my book, $19.99.
Yes.
Like, he was pushing them in all of them, okay?
Right. He need to, just like you said, take that money and invest it in his wife.
Right.
Stay on social media for about a year and then come back. And then he might gain a lot of people's respect back, because
for sure, because I've known that you've done the work. You're not doing the work by doing another video. You're not.
And that's what
you need to do the work.
Right. And that's what made Tasha K do another video, because she felt like, okay, I'm not even gonna do another video. But when he came back on, still manipulating and lying, she
Yeah.
said, okay, you want to do this? You got 24 hours to tell your wife the truth.
Right.
Then
Right.
after he didn't say nothing, he's still on the videos. And then
Right.
that's when she came out with the woman he was sleeping with on March 18th
Yes.
of this year. So, you know,
Crazy.
he was keeping it going. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? Instead
Yeah.
of when everything happened last week, what he should have just told at that point, tell his wife everything, because it was gonna come out.
Right. Right.
That's it. That's all. But he's
Right.
making himself look bad to just the world. You're
Yeah.
still, you already got caught, but you couldn't even tell her everything. And then
Right.
you bring her on social media, you all looking nice, and you see him, he wears nice shirts and hats. He even had a nice hat on with his gold chain and she looked
Exactly.
like,
And
I
and
don't
and
get it.
what man that is going to invest in you and love you, who took vows to take care of you and protect you and pray for you, is going to allow you to step out here? Because I know this is not the presentation of my wife. I know this isn't,
Right.
but we're going to save face for the brand. We're going to hold hands like Kobe and Vanessa did. And we're going to
Yes.
get on here and we're going to play the role. No, take care of your wife. Look at her. She's hurting. She's hurting. She's broken. Like, we don't need the video. We don't
He
need the
didn't
video.
care. All it was is about, like you said, it's
Him
about his
selfish,
brand.
selfish,
Yeah.
very selfish.
Yes.
And he
Yes.
don't
And
have,
she seems like she don't even want to deal with it. That's why she went along with it. You
She's
know?
so checked
and
out. She's
he
so
had the
checked
nerve
out.
a couple of days before all of this happened. He has the nerve to tell his mistress, "Oh, why your eyelashes are not on? Why your nails are not filled? You a professional. You a surgeon. What? Why you look like that? I'll come back when you look a little better." Who's?
Wow.
But you let your wife. But look. But you let your wife get on the, see the world looking like that. But you telling this
A
other
woman that is supposed to be the most
yeah,
important person in your life.
yes, that's
Your
what I
number
don't.
one, your day one, for real. Your
Right,
day one.
your
Y'all
day
go back to
one.
high school.
Right, but that's the part. But that's the part, Lenee, I don't get. I mean, why? I don't get that.
I don't either.
Because
And
it's
we
all
shouldn't
about
try to
Yeah, but
rationalize irrational behaviors. All we
yeah,
can
but
do is just
he could have told
hope
her.
that they get the help that they both truly need. They both need to be in counseling,
Right.
individually and collectively together. They have children that are growing up in this dysfunction, you know? These
right.
children are going to be out there playing with my grandkids and your grandkids and your kids. You know what I mean? Like, come on, take care of your
And
household.
you know what? Donna and I, we really wanted to reach out to her and send her some of our products and something that's going to help her, maybe feel good about herself, just a little bit if she, she can use it if she doesn't have to use it. But we really wanted to reach out to her because we saw it's like all this negative backlashing for how she
Yeah.
looks, and like you said, she needs women to support her,
Absolutely.
not talk about
Absolutely.
her, not talk down to her. And
sure.
she knows she don't feel good on the inside, and it shows on her outside.
Absolutely.
So that's what
Absolutely.
what we are looking to do.
Right.
And I really hope she gets the help she needs.
I
And
do too, and him too.
yeah, him too.
He's never gonna think that he needs help. It's gonna always be about, I got my wife the help, but he needs help too. Anybody that can put this elaborate, scheme together to fool the world. You have all these mistresses, you have this fake wife, this fake life. Come on. You need to dig within, deep down inside. You got some stuff going on that you need to deal with. You
Well,
really
he's
do.
such a narcissist. The first thing starts when you know you have a problem. He
Yeah.
don't believe he have an issue.
He will never
Okay,
talk
so
about
a
that.
person, Lenee, a person likes that's like that never wants to own up. How do they get help? What is it going to take for a person
Rock
like?
bottom. That he got to have everything taken away from him, all his book deals, everything.
And maybe that might not even be, who knows, but when he does hit rock bottom or get to his aha moment, whatever that is, and he feels like he needs outside support, when he goes to a therapist, if I don't even know if he has narcissistic personality disorder, I'm just assuming like the rest of the world, I don't diagnose, I'm not a therapist, I don't do that. So it's not in my scope of practice. Just want to make that disclaimer. But if he does have a narcissistic personality disorder, there's no treatment. I mean, there's treatment for that, but there's no cure for any mental illness. Let me just make that clear. But only thing that they could really offer him would be, hard intensive therapy, so he can recognize what he does. He can recognize his triggers so that he can make better decisions and navigate through life. But a personality disorder is a personality disorder. It is who you are. It's not like depression. I have a great personality. I don't, I function ordinarily through life, navigate normally through life, and I happen to have depression. Well, that's a symptom, but it's not a personality disorder. I can take medication, go through therapy, and alleviate those symptoms. But a personality is a personality. That's just who you are. So if you have maybe anxiety behind it, maybe you get depressed because you had an aha moment and now you're realizing what the damage that you're doing to people, and you now have anxiety and depression, they'll treat those things. But he needs intensive therapy, and it's a lot to get people with personality disorders to go through long-term treatment because, again, they don't think that they need it,
Right, and it could be something. It could be something through therapy. Probably learn reason why he had this personality disorder, because everything starts in childhood.
Exactly.
Exactly.
And that's what all of us need to do. We really need to set some time aside to really, we all deal with traumas and we like to disguise it. Okay. Yes. We need to stop disguising it. And when we get behind closed doors, we really need to be really honest with ourselves. Start journaling these thoughts down. Start seeing why you do the things that you do. Start looking at the people you've hurt. Start looking at your track record, your footprints that you're leaving. And if they need to be altered, you need to look within, and there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. Men, women, everybody needs to do that. That's called self-love, self-care.
Absolutely. Well, you know what, Lenee, thank you so much for your insight. We're going to wrap up this show.
You're appreciate welcome.
So much for coming in and telling us your insight on this.
You're welcome. And if anyone needs mental health resources, please go to the check-in online. There's hundreds of mental health resources, from 1-800 numbers to hotlines to support groups, podcasts, all different types of fun stuff. Just educate yourself about mental health. Start that conversation within your home. Talk to your children, talk to your girlfriend, talk to your wife, but just really have that conversation about mental health. And always remember to put yourself first. It is not selfish to do self-care. It is needed and wanted. It is a great investment for everybody in your family. So I really appreciate you ladies allowing me to come on here. I love talking about mental health and I love talking about self-care. So holla at your girl anytime.
Okay, Lenee, one more thing, Lenee. What is your website?
It is the Check-In Online, and also at IG, the Check-In Online.
Okay. Thank you so much. Dina and I appreciate you coming, giving us that knowledge. We love you, girl. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, so I'm about to take us out. Okay.
So you guys, we appreciate you guys for watching our show. We hope you all learned something from this episode and try to look at the Jaxn situation from a different point of view. Do you agree, Donna?
Yes, I do. Most definitely. Once again, make sure you guys like and subscribe to our channel. It is free.
Absolutely.
It takes a click. Okay.
And we're going to have other people on here to talk about certain subjects because we love having guests. So thank you, you guys. Until next time, my name is Dina Felice, Dina's_closet on IG.
And I'm Donna, the real Donna D on Instagram. And we are
Peekaboo Treasures TV.
Bye.
Next time.
Finish.
And cut.